Right, welcome to the very final Belldrinkers report. We did promise you we're going to show you exactly how you write one of these songs. So in the next 20 minutes or so, at the end of it, you'll be able to write next year's Christmas single. We can just go to the pub and not do anything.
Perfect.
It's marvellous. So we'll start. What should we start with? Should we start with the idea? Where did we get the idea?
Yeah, I think we talked about doing folk, didn't we? And
move forward a bit. You're out of shot,
inspiration.
darling.
Oh, darling, close.
Yes.
Our love for Bellowhead
Yeah.
as an inspiration,
Yeah.
and how we could maybe incorporate some of the ideas of those instrumentations
Yeah.
into something we wanted to do.
Yeah, if you haven't heard of Bellowhead, they don't exist anymore. They were a folk band, and they were quite a large band, but they had all sorts of unusual instruments on it, and the sound was incredible. I think it was the most amazing sound. It was unique, and very few other bands ever sound like that, apart from other spin-offs of Bellowhead, to be quite honest.
Yeah.
And the one thing we got from that was the tuba, wasn't it? They
Tuba on a bass line, so instead of having a
tuba.
bass player
Yeah.
playing an electric bass or a double bass.
I mean, the one track, our reference track was probably a track called Yarmouth Town off the album Hedonism, and
Should we play a bit of it?
yeah, we'll play a bit.
A little reference.
So if you aren't aware of their work, this is the
Check it out.
There's the tuba.
There it is. There with a small horn section.
In Yarmouth Town there lived a man who kept a tavern by the store for a hand. Why should I marry you, she said. I get all I want without being wed. Oh, won't you come down, won't you come down, won't you come down to Yarmouth Town? Won't you come down, won't you come down, won't you come down to Yarmouth Town? But she says if you want with me to linger, I'll tie the string all around my finger. You come by and you pull on the string, I'll come down and let you in. Oh, won't you come down?
Yes, that's right. I love the way those songs build. They start off with something quite small, and they get more and more mental, which actually suits our Christmas songs, doesn't it? Really, start off
An
small,
idea of
get more and more mental.
using
Yeah.
horns as well as strings and having the tuba as a bass line and keeping the melody more in a sort of folk tradition.
Yeah, and that was it. And obviously, we always accept the fact that whatever style we do, it never ends up quite like that. It tends to
We get
slip,
carried away, don't we?
it tends to slip back
end up-
into being a Belldrinkers classic, which is every style that we decide to do after we've had a beer. So, and when we start writing it, we write it, as I've said before, on piano, just a piano sound on this thing normally, and we end up with like just piano chords, and then we just play tunes in octaves over the top, and it sounds quite stupid. This is an early take. This was about. It's October time, because we started slightly late this year. Well, I don't know why we
Too much
started
pudding.
late. Yeah, we spent the whole time, oh, should we be recording tonight or writing? So this is weird, because this is the first verse. We decided the verse was going to be very plain, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was going to be very
modal.
Modal, yeah, very
So
open.
around roll 1, 10, 91
And it was
note.
going to be people going with that. That went by the wayside because I couldn't fit any words to that. So this is what it sounded like very early. That really catchy click track.
It's almost Scottish.
It is, yeah.
We should put some bagpipes in it.
Who to redo it like this? Doesn't sound very Christmas, does it?
It's like a funeral procession. What were we thinking?
Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, hello.
This is actually
That stayed though.
that stayed that bit.
There it is.
And this tune never made it through, did it? This was the chorus. The chords are the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. And then obviously every week it gets more and more. What's the next one? That's
That's where we changed the middle bit. It says
that's
early,
the middle
early
bit.
middle bit.
Oh, this is the middle bit where before we put any funny instruments on it, we did it all on piano. And this has got a very odd beginning bit that neither of us, who just played it, neither of us remember writing this bit. So that's coming out of the chorus before the middle bit. How drunk can you get? But this is the.
Yeah.
You'll recognise this, but this is. Now we knew what it was going to sound like, but you wouldn't know from this. gave up.
What we're going to do with it?
Can't be
There's something there.
Put something else there. And then that was going to be something there. Then it's going to go into a big band section. So hit an F. I think we hit an F and went pub. That's another. So what's the next bit?
I think it was starting to orchestrate.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. So this is
putting things
actually
together into the middle bit.
yeah. And Lester does these arrangements, and they very rarely do they end up vastly different from the first versions. If you play this, this is actually coming out of that same chorus, but this is. And this gets full samples. That's a sample of the mandolin player. Someone who can actually play the mandolin.
Not as the real thing, though. Oh, but tuba on there.
Oh yeah. No drums on it, just purely percussion. Band arrangement just purely on piano.
Piano mock-up. Three-handed piano.
Hey,
Jazz hour.
that's so folky.
What the fuck is that jazz? Yes. Oh!
Oh,
And again. Oh! Really? Any more? Wow.
I'm surprised.
Big triplet fell out.
I'm surprised we carried on after it sounds like that.
Oh, got space metal.
Oh yeah, then you got some of the. Oh, what we got next?
That was the first intro.
Oh yeah,
That's the same as it is,
the intro. Lester said, "Oh, how about this for an intro?" And I said, "That sounds fabulous." And so it stayed. So the intro you hear on the finished track is the one you first put in.
Oh look, guide vocals here, Dave.
Oh, this guide vocal. I put guide vocals down, and then I said to Lester a minute ago. I said, "Of course, these are the before you corrected them," and he said, "No, they're after I corrected them."
So you can imagine how wonderful the true
Yes, that's right.
untouched ones.
Oh, I shall be opening at La Scala Milan next year. Probably hoovering the stage.
We should have we should have a sign up for people to actually hear the untreated vocals on something.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll do that when we're feeling brave.
Yeah. Oh,
Curdle the milk, madam.
buy a spear or we'll put them all
Right,
online.
come on, let's put this
Guide vocal.
In 1955, Bill Haley rocked around the clock.
That's out of
Sex
my
and
range.
drugs and rock and
Yeah, it
roll
is.
had left the world in shock.
Note the really
But here in
complicated
Chelsfield,
backing.
moral fears were somewhat less advanced. The villagers were busy trying to ban the Morris dance. The villagers were busy trying to ban the Morris dance. Dialing 999
Jack
on
sang this bit.
Christmas Eve.
Jack, if you're out there,
Can't
that's
you
how you
stop
bloody sing it.
singing?
That's how you sing it properly.
Singing.
Oh, this is the first time you got the real tune for the chorus. But we hadn't actually put the words on it at this point. I don't think I'd written them at this point for the
No.
chorus now. There you go. That was the first time the real tune of the chorus came out.
Oh yeah. When we decided to change that middle bit to make it the Morris dancing bit instead of having it straight.
Yeah, but we actually sang it, and when we did the final bit, we on all the demos, we put an oi at the end of it. But we thought really it's a bit unsubtle. Everyone will put the oi into it anyway themselves mentally.
It's such a serious song.
But this bit, this is where we couldn't resist.
We couldn't help it.
and we put the oi on it.
In 1955, Bill Haley rocked around the clock. Sex and drugs and rock and roll had left the world in shock. But here in Chelsfield, moral fears were somewhat less advanced. The villagers were busy trying to ban the Morris dance. The villagers were busy trying to ban the Morris dance.
Oi!
Dialing 999 on.
You can hear us laughing after that thing. Every time I hit the dying line, I know bit. All you hear is us cackling like a bunch of old...
Like a bunch of
Oh.
children. This is we only just discovered this. This is the verse that Lester and I sing, and this was you did this arrangement, and you can't remember it, and it's a completely sort of slightly left field nutcase version. So our one, which is quite a straight
and regal
verse,
with
and quite sort of la da 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 da,
the
that
glory,
sort of stuff.
glory
And
of the fictional future.
this is the version that we had in the demo, which is really weird, and we don't. Remember.
Christmas tree, holly, turkey, stuff like that. We're all singing slightly fat 'cause we're the folk of Chelsfield. Next year perhaps we'll see our village dominate the news. Reporters on our doorsteps, paparazzi, TV crews. We need some new material, let's gather round with luck. We'll tell the truth next year and not be forced to make it up. We'll tell the truth next year and not be forced to make it up.
Whoa.
Or different tunes.
It's almost like a bit of a tango going on there or something.
I don't know what was that.
I must have been a little bit tired at that point.
Yeah, I think so. So it was
The building blocks to build it up
and that's
to.
basically where it. And those are the various bits and pieces, and then there's a lot more tweaking. But what was amazing was when we put the real instruments on it, because those are all samples.
Yeah.
And we put the real instruments on it, and it just took a life of its own, didn't it? It just
It
had
does.
this real energy to it, which you can't get without that. This is the finished mix, or it's just all
The
stuff.
layers of tracks
Yeah.
and things.
There's quite a lot, and there were a hell of a lot more than that originally, because obviously that some of that's all flattened down into individual instruments.
Absolutely.
And the top stuff there is just the drums.
Just drums alone.
This is complicated. There you go. It's Gary Wilson from Titanic Sank. We recorded that up at Well Hill, lovely studio.
Hilltop
there.
Studios. Getting to his jazz bit. Some heavy guitars on it though.
Yeah.
After what we should do. Alex. I can actually hear myself counting a few things.
Sorry. It's amazing what stuff.
A few stray things in there.
1, 2, go!
Ow!
Stop! Shut up!
And then we got these big stacks at the end. All the
Christmas Day coming soon. Forget our winter blues. Stand up singing out of tunes. We're the folk of Chelsfield. In the park, white and brown. Outside snow is all around. Voices raised all around. We're all singing party now.
Let's see if we can find the master vocals there so we actually know what's happening there.
Also, let's also isolate and play them Henrietta and
The stack at the end.
and Beth's vocals, because they sound gorgeous.
I think that's the one.
In the park, white and brown. Outside snow is all around.
That track's called Rabble.
Rabble.
We're all singing far too loud. Merry Christmas anyhow.
Can you hear any wrong notes, folks?
We're the folk of Chelsfield.
And then we got
Stack at the end. Beth Stack.
take that out.
You got Merry Christmas Anyhow. So we do play Go Back a bit.
Yep.
And you got Beth and
Yep.
Henrietta.
This is a stack of harmonies we do at the end.
Yeah.
Merry Christmas anyhow.
much stuff.
Yeah, it's been enormous.
It's been
fun.
great fun, though, isn't it?
Yeah, it has. And thank you very much to everybody who performed on it. We should have a list somewhere. I
There
did put
is.
it up on Facebook. But,
Yeah.
so many people who just came in and just gave us their time and got the joke, which is very nice. I mean, we have been discussing next year.
Possibilities, yeah.
Yes, it's yeah, we have. We went out to a gig the other night and we had a bit of a chat, and we normally come to a decision about what happens next year, and then we don't have to worry about it until August. So we have an idea which is not. It on paper it probably doesn't sound terribly brilliant,
No.
but I think we've come up with some good stuff. I think it'll be okay.
Yeah.
We haven't written any music; it's just an idea.
Concepts.
Yes,
Ideas,
that's right.
ideas.
But it's very important at the beginning to have a reference track to see what we wanted to do. I mean, last year we started off thinking it should sound like the Electric Light Orchestra, and bits of it do, but it got a bit more funky than that, so it sort of departed from that. Although there are sections which are like the vocoded section last year.
Yeah, that's on the string patterns.
That was yeah, that's true, and all the sort of the very sort of leaping up and down strings. And then the previous year was the big band one, which was your masterpiece. I think,
it's
in that
great fun.
respect.
More show tunes, yeah.
Yeah, that was right. That's right. We had done that was a brilliant laugh. What was the previous one? Oh, there was one we did in Seven in a Bar. We had a sort of couple of years of doing short songs. This year has gone back to being reasonably 5 minutes, which is not what a radio station would play. But they, it doesn't matter. We didn't get any radio play anyway. Although this video has gone viral far more than the previous ones. I mean, it's only just over 2,000, but it's not bad for a local thang.
Absolutely.
So really, that's
All
it.
good.
That's how we got from just sitting around here. We don't do much work in the early days. It really is. We just need to feel like we've assuaged our guilt, and then sufficiently done that, we then go off and have a drink. But no, it's an enormous amount of work. I mean, Lester was in the studio 4 days doing some of this stuff, because obviously when instruments come in, we play, and then some need a little bit of moving around. And sometimes we've screwed up and we have to have things moved about.
Yeah.
And then, but Lester will just work, and turn down paying work because he's a fool.
Well, I mean, likewise, you're deep in it as well, mate. As producing and directing, and
Well, it's all great fun. I mean, I think it took up probably slightly too much time this year.
Yeah, yeah.
If you talk to our wives who don't
Have
recognise-
suffered.
They don't. Yeah, they've suffered. That's what they claim. They've had a marvellous time. We've been holed up in here just going, but should it sound like Mary Poppins? Are we channeling our inner Julie Andrews? So, and that's all the, so that's it. That's what it
there
looks
we
like.
are.
And we
The
can
end of it.
finally put it to bed. So,
Indeed.
anyway.
Next year.
Yeah, thank you very much to everybody who performed on it. And thank you for those of you who shared it on social media, and keep doing so. We're on Christmas Eve now. And so if you'd like to keep sharing it, let's see if we can get it over 3,000 by the end of Christmas Day. Probably unlikely, but other than that,
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you all. Thank you so much. See you later.